Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP, and welcome to INFP Poetry Cozy Corner, or whatever the segment is called. And I'm going through poems in this book, the anthology of French poetry. And I'm reading the French poems that have affected me and really moved me throughout my childhood and teenage years. Most of them I had to read for class, but I read some others outside. And going through the English translation and telling what these poems mean for me. So this one is a classic. It's by Charles Baudelaire, and it's called The Albatros, so l'albatros. Souvent, pour s'amuser, les hommes d'équipage prennent des albatros, vastes oiseaux des mers, qui suivent, indolents compagnons de voyage, le navire glissant sur des gouffres amers. À peine les ont-ils déposés sur les planches, que ces rois de l'azur, maladroits et honteux, laissent piteusement leurs grandes ailes blanches comme des avirons traîner à côté d'eux. Ce voyageur ailé, comme il est gauche et veule, lui n'a guère si beau qu'il est comique et laid. L'un agace son bec avec un brûle-gueule, l'autre mime, en boitant, l'infirme qui volait. Le poète est semblable au prince des nuées, qui hante la tempête et se rit du lâcher. Exilé sur le sol, au milieu des huées, ses ailes de géant l'empêchent de marcher. And it's from the big book of poetry, Les fleurs du mal, spleen idéal. And let's go to the English version, which I have up here. So it's The Albatross. No sooner than they dump them on the floors, these sky-born kings... Wait, no, I'm not up. It's hard to see where this starts. Often for sport, the crewmen will ensnare some albatrosses, vast seabirds that sweep, in lax accompaniment, through the air, behind the ship that skims the bitter deep. No sooner than they dump them on the floors, these skyborn kings, graceless and mortified, feel great white wings go down like useless oars and drag pathetically at either side. That sky rider, how gawky now, how meek, how droll and ugly, he who shines on high. The sailors poke a pipe stem in his beak, then limp to mock his cripple-born fly. The poet is so like this prince of clouds, who haunted storms and sneered at earthly slings. Now, banished to the ground to cackling crowds, he cannot walk beneath the weight of wings. And so this is a very INFP poet talking about an INFP experience of being able to soar so high, like an albatross, soar so high and be so graceful in certain areas, and then being so awkward and gawky when on the ground, forced to walk like other beings, you know. Also, the fact is that the albatross is like made fun of by the sailors and excelled from the beauty of flying. And like they talk about how his wings are like useless oars. Like now he's in like this on the ground. His wings are a hindrance more than a help. And like what made him beautiful and graceful makes him now gawky and ugly. And it's sad, you know. And it also kind of talks about like how, if you're going to, like, you can't teach a fish to climb a tree. If you're going to judge everybody by the same yardstick, then it's not going to be fair. And I was also thinking of how, well, it's not fair that these people laugh at the albatross. But this albatross was also kind of laughing at them, actually, beforehand. He was like, oh, these people are so, they're so, like, pathetic, And he was a prince of clouds. And so Baudelaire compares the albatross to the poet. And the poet can go through such experiences that nobody else can. Like, they can haunt storms. They can, like, they have these great white wings. They're skyborn kings. And then, like, people sneer at them, They're banished from their kingdom with the gods, Now they're just laughed at. Kind of a sad poem, actually. But most Baudelaire poems are sad. Either that or they're about, like, his lust for exotic women. That's basically what Baudelaire is all about. It's either like about spleen or ideal, and that's why his book is called Spleen et Idéal, because his ideal was about exotic women, pretty much. Obviously, at the time, that was like all the rage, and he was a bohemian, and he liked all the stuff that was outside the realm of, like, the normal, the boring. He was a 4-wing-5, I think. 4-wing-3, maybe. I'm not sure. I think he was 4-wing-5. And an INFP. By far, he must be an INFP. If he's not, it's like, what am I even doing here? And I do like Baudelaire. And we had to read Baudelaire for French class when I was around 15, and I was so, I wasn't supposed to be invested in it since it was a school book, but I was really happy that I was reading Baudelaire. Which, yeah, it wasn't maybe the best time in my life for me to be reading romantic poetry, considering that I was pretty depressed, and, like, romantic poetry is pretty depressing. It often is about yearning, but it can be seen in a not depressing light, But yes, Baudelaire is one of the people who feels most misunderstood and victimized of the poets. So it's not strange that he finds himself to be the albatross, misunderstood and awkward in society. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. Do you have a poem that you really love and that you'd like me to look at? Also tell me, like, how those poems made you feel. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.